Okay, so why am I creating this video? Honestly, there's been so much news that's carried some kind of negativity over the past couple of months, which is understandable, It's been quite a hard time, but I want to spread some kind of positivity just to inform you that it's not always bad news all the time. So join me here as I assemble this piece of furniture and as I go through some more positive news that I found from around the world. And hopefully I can take your mind off some of the bad news, even if it is just for a little while. Okay, so our first piece of news involves the environment, and it was reported on the 15th of March, which was about a month ago. So due to the number of people that are not driving during this quarantine, it's actually been observed that the air pollution in China has actually reduced, which may actually save 4,000 children under the age of 5 and 73,000 adults over the age of 70. So also in relation to pollution, the maps here were produced by the Royal Netherlands Meteorological Institution, and it shows new data which confirms that there has been an improvement in the air quality over Europe. These images display the change in the nitrogen dioxide, which is a pollutant that comes mostly from the use of fossil fuels. So the Dutch Met Office actually controls equipment which can actually read the air quality on their satellite called the Copernicus Sentinel 5P. And this satellite, it pretty much monitors a number of atmospheric gases, including nitrogen dioxide. So the scientists will combine the Sentinel-5P's data with a range of different atmospheric and transport data to fully understand the observations, as they do say variables such as changing weather, wind direction, wind speed, they can all alter the readings. However, going off somewhere like China's readings, as they've been under quarantine for a longer period, it actually does show some positive improvements, which could actually be confirmed once they take readings and see if the nitrogen dioxide concentration returns to the pre-corona levels once the quarantine is lifted and the public go back to work. Hopefully the levels will stay quite low if people realise the change that has happened, and if people do keep up with this change, it could actually better us both in our health and the environment. In similar news, people in the northern Indian state of Punjab are actually amazed at the sight of the Himalayan mountain range, which they can now see if they're close to somewhere within 100 miles away, due to the reduction in the air pollution caused by the country's lockdown. India's Central Pollution Control Board actually found up to a 44% reduction in the air pollution levels on the first day of its restriction. The report said that in total, around 85 cities across India saw less air pollution in the first week of the nationwide lockdown. So I went to India actually about this time last year actually. It was a beautiful country, I enjoyed it a lot. But when I think back to it, I do remember when we were going through some towns, some villages, just some streets, and just some densely populated areas. There was just this low-hanging like smog that was just covering just pretty much everywhere I can remember. I mean, some fields I guess were actually okay, but it was mainly the populated areas where there were people, shops, towns, it was all that kind of thing. So actually it would be quite amazing if I could go back there now and just if I could visually see the difference of now compared to when I went. So there's a commune in Italy, and I believe it's called Vo. However, if I'm wrong on this, I do apologize. But it's home to 3,300 citizens. And what they did there was they tested and retested all inhabitants, and they actually reported that this aggressive kind of testing actually helped cut the town's new COVID-19 cases to 0. And regardless whether they were exhibiting symptoms and they were quarantining themselves once the infection was confirmed, health authorities have actually been able to completely stop the spread of the illness just through this mass testing. Okay, although it's not a cure, and the fact that being able to test 3,300 against other countries with millions of inhabitants, which is a much harder job to do, it just shows how we can try and limit the amount of infected through a method strictly endorsed by the World Health Organization, which is this test and test again, which is this aggressive testing method. Also, the number of recoveries have now exceeded the number of active cases in South Korea for the first time in 68 days. Now I found this on March the 13th. However, I've looked over some more data and currently South Korea are still flattening the curve, which is actually good news. The Korea Center for Disease Control and Prevention actually recorded 110 new COVID-19 cases compared to 114 cases a day earlier. The latest figures at the time are actually in line with a downwards trend in new cases, which actually did raise the hopes that the outbreak may be slowing down, and the trend was expected to persist with more self-quarantine patients being discharged in the coming days. Now, like I said, I have been looking at some new data, and it does show that the flattening of the curve is maintaining, which is a good sign. Now hopefully they can keep it up, because this country also, I believe, went with the aggressive testing method, and it came out positive for them, along with other countries. Now in the UK, there was this talk of this temporary new law, which was basically to ban evictions for both private and social renters over the next coming months. However, when the emergency COVID-19 bill was actually published and the proposed ban was in effect, it turned out that the ban wasn't actually a ban. And actually, an expert housing solicitor looked through it and they got this from it. This is not a complete ban on evictions, as the government promised. It is, at best, a short delay on possession proceedings. And even then, only when an eviction notice is served after the date forced. Existing possession claims and notices served now can lead to possession proceedings. Now this isn't something people wanted to hear who are renting, because obviously some are not able to work, so they can't pay for their rent. However, on the 27th of March, the government actually changed course and they amended the legislation. And they actually introduced a full ban on evictions during this crisis that we all now face. So the government actually announced on the 28th of March that the court service will now actually suspend all ongoing housing possession cases. So this basically means that any cases currently in or about to go into the system can't progress to an eviction. This is actually reassuring to thousands of renters, and it's something they needed to hear. So the suspension of housing possessions will initially last for 90 days. However, this can be extended if needed. Okay, and for our last article of today, a tenant in New York called Mario Solano, who I have read has 18 apartment buildings, has said that he doesn't want his renters to stress about their payments during the COVID-19 pandemic. Mario Solano actually said in an interview that he didn't actually care about losing his rental income in April. In his own words, he did say, "My concern is everyone's health." And during the day, he runs the Solano Auto Body Shop and gasoline station, which his father opened back in 1959. The repair shop and the station are both open still, even though gas prices are low at the moment. He did say he would prefer not to be working on people's cars during the pandemic. However, he wanted to be there for his customers. Quoting him, he did say, "Do I really want to do a simple oil change and a brake job? No, but I have a lot of doctors and nurses who need their cars serviced." Honestly, this was a great story to come by, just because it does show like the level people are willing to go to help each other out in this time of crisis. And I do know for a fact there are other individuals around the world doing, maybe not leasing out their apartment buildings, but they're doing other great things to help others in this situation. Right, so that's basically the end of the video. Also, a quick little disclaimer. I've tried to be as accurate as I can with these articles. I've even tried to go back and just double check some things if I could. Make sure everything is as accurate as I can make it. However, if there are any discrepancies, I do apologise. And hopefully later on I can maybe make another video. Because honestly, it's good to hear just even a little bit of positive news in a time where there's so much bad news coming to us through news stations, online and all that kind of stuff. And if I could say anything really, if you read something or you hear something or you watch something and it does have you worried, instead of straight away telling other people about this, maybe do a bit more research if you can and if it's possible, just to make sure the information is accurate and you're not spreading false news and fear mongering. But yeah, again, hope you liked the video, and like I said, hopefully I might be able to make another video like this where I can just come at you with some good news. But I might have to buy some more furniture, who knows. But anyway, yeah, so please like the video, subscribe if you're not, and yeah, hope to see you next time in the next video. And here is the finished product.